Getting started in 10 minutes. Toss any links to stories into chat or the Discord. https discord gg beignet tridix 8 Where's Waldo? Oh hi. Check out Waldo's videos https www.youtubecom at Waldo videos. I can always tell how the stream is going to go depending on how bad I do. Gamble 100. At KBP 24 dice roll result 4 you got half of the bet back. Should be just fine. Does that mean a meh mid-stream? Slots. The result is at KBP 24 sorry keep trying you lost 50 points. If you lose I do a bad job and Kanuch Leavis again. The Magic Kanuch 8 ball. Amazing, I had no idea that's HW it went. I shoals turn off the hack that make you lose I suppose. Nah, it brings the
Oh, hi. Hi. How you doing? My name's Waldo. How are you? I'm great, thanks. Um, so I am here to feel the politics with you. It is Wednesday night. I've got a couple of stories. We're going to look at a couple of them. We'll try and make some shorts for the YouTube algorithm so that it'll like me again, because it doesn't usually. And then we'll play some video games, and we'll have the lovely lady Canooch to read me your thoughts. So, if you're here, if you're paying attention, if you're watching, this is the wonderful chat. That's KBP. He has the most points, and he's using those points to play a slot machine game and like gambling games. It's very exciting. It's very addictive, and it will make you feel good. It'll make you feel good to get in there, get some points, and spend them. Uh, that's what matters. It's the internet. This is entertainment. Get in here and feel good. Uh, then let's see what else. Yeah, so we'll and then the lady Canuch will read it to us. She'll tell us what you're saying, what you're thinking, what you're going on about, and if you have thoughts and
I paid my taxes this year in Waldo points.
see exactly. If you have enough of them, it takes a lot, a lot. I'm
Hey
not
ho.
gonna lie. Soviak, how you doing? It takes a lot of points to pay your taxes, but you can. They are, in fact, legal tender. They are a cryptocurrency. So if you have these points, you can trade them for real world money. It's just a really low exchange rate. But KVP is here every day mining these Waldo points, aka a type of crypto. So if you want to be cool like him, if you want to be a cool guy,
I am sick so I can stay at home and watch streams could be worse L.
there you go. Zoviak's here. Hope you're feeling better. You got the Rona? I hope not. That's always bad. Nobody wants that. I got it once, and like my knees hurt, and I had a fever, and then I felt better after like 2 days. Wasn't that bad? But I also got the Fauci ouchie. So I got those spike proteins, folks. He's got the spike proteins. He's said it. This is why he's voting for Joe Brandon, because I got the shot. Yeah. Zoviak, have you got the shot, and are you gonna be forced against your will to
No
vote?
corona but I already had as terrible.
uh, okay. So let's see. What are we doing tonight? Oh yeah. It's in the title, but we're gonna need a lot of shocked Pikachu faces because this is shocking Pikachu news. You should be amazed and shocked, and it's impossible to explain to you how shocked we all are with this latest bit of news, and that is Republicans are liars. I know. You are amazed. You could not have seen this coming. How could anyone have seen this coming? Well, it seems that let's switch over to this thing right here. We're going to turn off the game capture, turn on the window capture. I should, set these at the end of a thing, but I don't. Whoa, you're way over there. Ex-FBI informant charged with lying about Biden had Russian intelligence contacts. So, shocking. Nobody, only ironically surprising people, is the fact that the guy who was like the star witness for the Republicans' impeachment of Joe Biden is a liar. Who knew? Well, anybody who looks at facts and logic and reason knew. Um, he has apparently gotten that information from Russian intel sources, given it to Republicans. Republicans have built it into their impeachment hearings, and it's horseshit. It's never been real. It's never been true. But they report on it, and they kept pushing it anyway. Now that they know it's true, do we expect them to go back? Do we expect them to change? Do we expect them to say, "Oops, sorry, let's drop it"? No, they're not going to do that. So let's find out what happened here, and then we can make wild speculations about the future.
If I would have the choice between Biden and Trump I would always take Biden because worse than Trump is impossible.
I agree completely. So let's see. Former FBI informant charged with making up a multi-million-dollar bribery scheme involving Joe Biden and his son Hunter, and the Ukrainian energy company had contacts with Russian intelligence affiliated officials, prosecutors said on Tuesday. Prosecutors revealed the alleged contact as they urged a judge in Las Vegas to keep Alexander Smirnov behind bars while he awaits trial. The U.S. magistrate judge said Smirnov was released from custody on GPS monitoring. Well, let's talk about what's actually important here. He is accused of falsely telling the FBI handler that executives at the Ukrainian energy company Burisma paid Hunter and Joe Biden $5 million each for around 2015, claim that became the central to the Republican impeachment inquiry in Congress. Amazing. So he lied. They have built the entire impeachment inquiry around it, and they're not going to quit. They're not going to stop. They're not going to say, oh, well, we found out he was lying, so we're going to drop these things and change it. No. They're going to continue to say it forever. Forever. Uh, Anything more here? Nope, 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 nope. Smirnov had only routine business dealings with the company in 2017 and made the bribery allegations after he expressed bias against Joe Biden while he was a presidential candidate. He is charged with making a false statement and creating a false and fictitious record. I'm curious to know what that fictitious record would be. What creation did he? Is it like he just filed the report with that thing on there? I don't know. Is that the record? Or did he do something else? His claims are the major part of the Republican effort in Congress to investigate the president and his family, and help spark what is now a House impeachment inquiry into Biden. Democrats called for an end to the probe after the Smirnov indictment came down last week, while Republicans distanced the inquiry from his claims and said they will continue to follow the facts. Well, that's a fucking lie. Uh, they will continue to follow the facts. And right now, they are finding more facts. If they have to make them up, that's fine too. They're just going to go invent some new facts. They're going to go find another witness who witnessed it, and then they will say whatever the Republicans want them to say, and then they'll say it, and then they'll report on it as if it were real. And then Maytag, Marjorie Taylor Greene, will get to go and say all the things that she wants, and it doesn't matter because she just makes things up, and it won't make a bit of difference. They lied, and they're going to continue lying. And when you catch them in a lie, they'll just move on to the next one. They'll just come up with another one. Um, Republicans are not interested in using facts to come to a well-reasoned and informed conclusion. No, 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 no. They want endless investigations. It doesn't matter if the investigation is based on lies or Russian misinformation. It doesn't matter. That's not important. The accusation is what matters. The accusation is the important part because then you get to do investigations, and investigations are fun. Um, in the Republican mind, investigations prove that the Dems are guilty. But at the same time, in the Republican mind, investigations of Republicans prove that okay, sorry. Let me run it by again. I stumbled here. In the Republican mind, investigating Democrats is proof that they're guilty criminals, but investigating Republicans is proof of the deep state. See the difference there? So anytime you investigate Donald Trump, that's proof that the deep state is out to get him. Anytime you investigate Hunter Biden, that's proof that he's guilty. It is an interesting way to live your life, but that's the way they choose to live. They could be better. They could choose. Republicans could choose to look at facts, then come to conclusions. They don't choose that. They choose conclusions first, then they go backward to find the facts that back up their conclusions. Their conclusion is Joe Biden needs to be impeached. That's where they start. That's step one. Joe Biden needs to be impeached. Okay, well, great. Well, now we have to have a reason. Okay, shit. Fuck. Oh, jeez. Why would you have to have a reason for that? The Republican says. Why do you have to have a reason for that? All right, fine. Let's investigate. Let's dig around until we find something that's he's guilty of. He's obviously guilty of something. Something, right? So then they go backward and they find something. Doesn't matter if it's real. Doesn't matter if it's true. And then if an a Russian plant says that it's true, that's enough. That's the accusation. We can make the accusation, and then we can do whatever we want. That is, that's the Republican way. It's just how they are. They could choose to be better, but they choose not to. Um, did you hear that Putin killed Nawalny? Yeah, the Kremlin critic journalist who's stayed in Germany sometime. Yeah, yeah. So Putin killed his rival. I'm not entirely sure how great the guy is. I've not done investigations into him. I haven't like read what his political stances are, but I've heard that he's like 80% Putin anyway, and he just wants the power for himself. Not, I'm not making that accusation. That's what I read somewhere, that he agrees with Putin like 80% of the time, and he's the number two. He's the opposition, you know, and Putin had him killed, obviously, because yeah, if you're 99% Putin, you're on Putin's team. If you're 80% Putin, you are murdered. That doesn't surprise me. If you're 0% Putin, you're murdered sooner. Uh, so is that I don't know how good or bad the guy might be. Republicans think our guy's got 1,000 reasons why they've got at least to have one. That's right. That's pretty much how it goes. Good old Maytag said that was aggravated. Maytag, Marjorie Taylor Greene, was aggravated that people kept saying that Donald Trump did an insurrection. So she just said, "Oh, Joe Biden did an insurrection on January 20th." Well, that's when he took office. He didn't do an insurrection. She doesn't know what the word insurrection means. She doesn't know what it means. She just knows it's bad. Don't do them. And if you did do them, the Dems did it. And if a Republican did it, it was probably okay. It was fine. You know? Like, when Donald Trump does an insurrection, it's good and great and proper because he's a Republican, you see? When a Dem sneezes, it's an insurrection. uh, I would say politicians are too old. All of them, you guys in the U.S. need some young and fresh ideas in the population, no matter of conservatives or liberals. We don't get to do that. And I'll tell you why. There was a baby boom. That was a thing. Um, when all the men came back from World War II, they all got busy. They got to boning down, you know. And when they did that, a bunch of babies came out. More shocked Pikachu faces. I know. This is the shocked Pikachu stream today. So all those babies came out, and they created like a gigantic spike within the population. They built the whole country. My father's from a baby boomer generation. Okay, great. So they built the country. Well, they didn't really build it. They just came back to an empty house. They came back to an emptied country. And everything they did became America. So everything they did was important. There's an old joke, an old saying. Anything that happened to a baby boomer twice is an American tradition. So if it happened to them more than once, it became an American tradition, and that is America now. So anything that happened to them, anything that they did, uh, they were the main characters, I suppose you could say. They were the main characters of the country for a very long time. They are getting to the old age right now, as you're suggesting. They are becoming too old to run the place. The youngest of them's in their 60s and 70s and stuff like that. So the older ones, the Bidens and the Trumps, are far too old. And I agree with you. They are too old. And we need younger people to take over. But we can't have those younger people take over because the baby boomers own everything. They have all the stuff. They have all the real estate. They have all the political parties. They have all the connections. They're in charge of all the things. And that sucks, kind of, because then we can't get new people to do new stuff because all the seats are taken up by them. They've taken up all the seats, not just in a political stance, but in a like physical, actual, literal stance. They have all the stuff. They're in all the chairs. There's no room for anybody else, and they haven't intended to create room for anybody else because they got what they wanted and they got theirs, and they're the main characters. Everything's working as it should. They didn't like plan for all the kids to come afterward. Uh, or if they did, they just thought that they'd live forever, and then the kids afterward would, they'll make do. So they are a little bit of a selfish generation. That is something that I've noticed. We all laugh at the boomers, and we all go to the internet and look at the boomers doing dumb things, and uh, that's just something we have to deal with. That's the problem with two-party system here. I found my own party for election campaign that would want to. Humans are a little bit of a selfish creature. Yeah, they are. You're right. Um, yeah, Zodiac, that is an issue with the two-party system. I agree. But unless you have really good ranked choice voting, I think you're stuck almost always with a two-party system. Uh, you can we can discuss the gray areas all day long, but basically you're for or you're against a thing. Lobsters are a shellfish creature. I agree. Excellent, excellent, fun fact, Popak. Generally, you're for a thing or you're against the thing. Uh, and because you're against the thing or you're for the thing, you get two parties, right? And then those two parties can swap what their things are, generally. Um, and but you kind of have to pick one stance on the thing. So the Dems in America have to pick whether we're for the thing or against the thing, everything. The Republicans then have to generally say the opposite. Um, and because they've already aligned ourselves towards a forward or a backward facing ideology, the things kind of line up. Um, if a new invention came out tomorrow, the libs and the left and the Dems would be more on board with that idea because the conservatives generally tend to look backward. Republicans and republicanism, conservatism itself, is a backward facing ideology. This is why they use the term make America great again, because it was good back then. It isn't now. No, it's not good now. It's degenerate and scary and monstrous. So we have to go backward. So generally, that's why that is. And if it is a new thing that comes out, they're not going to be on board with it. Usually, I mean, there's some new tech that they're on board for, but even then, they complain about it for a decade before they use it. Um, I mean, it was conservatives that were complaining, whining, and crying about Twitter. Now they just use it all the time. Um, it was, and I'm old enough. I was around when the internet was first invented. I was a kid, and I saw the internet, and all the old people were complaining about it. My old great grandpa used to have a joke and a saying that you can't trust a computer that you can't lift, and that worked back in the 80s because computers were gigantic, monstrous, heavy things. That doesn't work anymore. uh, and so because that doesn't work anymore, his saying has gone out the window, and it doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's get back into this. What is this? This is. But it's not true. CNN reporter confronts Jim Jordan over indicted informants' debunked claims. Jordan claimed that the fundamental facts of the case have not changed, despite feds calling a Russia-linked lie. Okay, so Jim Jordan says the fundamental facts have not changed, but they literally have. They literally have changed. Uh, they have. Let's see if this one says anything else. The Smirnov claimed that the funds were in exchange for protection against a probe into the company by the country's prosecutor general at the time. He also admitted that officials associated with Russian intelligence were involved in advancing the phony allegations against Hunter Biden for the Washington Post. So he's saying this is Russian misinformation. Jordan, during the exchange with Raju, claimed that the Smirnov being charged, doesn't change the four fundamental facts. Hunter Biden was put on the board of Burisma and gets paid millions of dollars a year. They're allowed to do that. They're a business. They're allowed to pay anybody money that they feel like. That that's not a crime. Fact number two, he's not qualified to be on the board. Doesn't matter. How, but how many bosses have you worked for that weren't smarter than you? Has that ever happened to anybody ever? Except it's happened to every single person. We all work for a boss that's dumber than us. Uh, boards of investors are just filled with idiots. They really are. So that's also not a crime. Let's see what fact number 3 is. He himself interview with, I don't know, some network. Okay, great. So what's fact number 3? Did we get fact number 3? Did I miss it? Nepotism board, great, beyond the board. Okay. Burisma specifically asked Hunter Biden, can you weigh in with DC and help us deal with the pressure we are facing from the prosecutor? Okay, so they said, can you help? They asked him for help. Okay? That's shady, but not illegal. Fact number 4, Joe Biden then gets called. Hunter Biden calls his dad, according to Devin Archer, a known liar. Okay, so we great. Okay. Uh, Hunter Biden's business partner. Fact number 4. Wait, we already did 4. We did 4 twice. Christ almighty, these AIs can't write worth a shit. Fact number 3 is that Joe Biden then gets called. Fact number 4, Joe Biden goes to Ukraine 3 days later and conditions the release of the money, American tax money, on the firing of the prosecutor who was applying the pressure to the company. Wrong, Jordan. Wrong, Jim Jordan. They got rid of the crooked person. There was uh, there was a prosecutor, and that prosecutor was taking bribes. They got Joe Biden got rid of the criminal who was taking bribes. That's left out. Maybe that can be fact number 5, Jim Jordan. I also have news from Germany. Last time I was here, I shared my worries about the right-wing parties here starting to grow. The barrel has now overflown. Last week, there were millions of people in the streets. Every who demonstrated against fascists. Yeah, I saw some photos of that stuff. They were being very anti-fascist in Germany. This is great news. Um, Technically, maybe a crime, but if the publicly traded business, you have an obligation to your shareholders. Okay. I mean, you can hire whoever you want. Familiar with Ukrainian finance law, right? But I mean, they're a business. They can hire somebody with the last name Biden if they think that it'll make them more money. Hey, look at our board. It has Hunter Biden on it. I've heard that name before. Okay, great. I trust these guys. I'll give them money. I think it all becomes really hard to parse out because Ukrainian regularly ranks as the most corrupt state. Right, and they had a corrupt guy who was taking bribes and trying to enrich himself by investigating this company, Burisma. Then they got rid of him because he was a bad guy. He was a criminal. And everybody was happy. But that's being anti-crime is bad if you phrase it that in a certain way. Hey, they got that prosecutor gotten rid of. Yeah, well, that prosecutor was a criminal. Um, a lot of countries not far off. Romania is corrupt, also Greece and Bulgaria. Yeah, everybody has their issues. So was Burisma doing a crime? Probably yes. Were the people prosecuting them doing crimes? Probably yes. See, great. Everybody's a criminal. Um, do these Republicans, Jim Jordan specifically, have any evidence against Joe Biden? No, they don't. And their biggest, bestest piece of evidence has now been debunked, thrown out. They were furiously deleting it from all their uh, documents today. They are deleting it from their impeachment documents because it is now horse shit. Their documents have a lot fewer pages now. Let's see. So, what else do we have to look at tonight? Tonight, we've got, oh, yeah. Okay. I picked this one up earlier. This guy is suggesting bankruptcy. Okay, so switching gears. What is Trump up to? According to this guy, Trump's legal move is personal bankruptcy. I have suggested that foreclosure will happen. If you want to watch my latest video, it was the stream I did a couple days ago, but I think foreclosure is on the way, and then I put out a little short for it. This guy is suggesting bankruptcy, which I think is interesting. He is a bankruptcy king. He's done it. What's the word? He's done it with his businesses, but he hasn't done it with his personally bankrupt before. Apparently, there's a difference. I didn't know there was a difference, but apparently there is. The company can go bankrupt, but he hasn't done it personally yet until now. until next week, according to this guy. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, big fan of the Alex Jones here, did it 2 years ago. Rudy Giuliani did it just before Christmas. Now there's a very good chance that before March 12th, Donald Trump will join them in filing personal bankruptcy. March 12th. So there's a fun day we can look forward to. What is it? It's February 21st right now, so less than a month. Just a few weeks to go to find out if this is true. Trump would do so for the same reason that Jones and Giuliani, to delay paying court-ordered awards for defamation. Trump has never filed personal bankruptcy, as I will be show below. Doing so might seem at first blush to ruin his brand and his polished image and his multi-billionaire and modern Midas who turns gold into all he touches, which isn't true. Um, but spinning a bankruptcy filing into his advantage would be easy. I think this is a smart sentence. This is a proper sentence. Spinning bankruptcy filing to his advantage would be easy. Yes, his voters are stupid, so they will believe it if he tells them that Joe Biden just bankrupted him. Um, okay. What exactly is criminal? A criminal is someone who violates the laws of his country. So Iran's not illegal to smash your own wife, but it's ethical. Yeah, corrupt persons in corrupt countries and criminals. Well, Zodiac, you're in the right place because we've been arguing about what's a crime for several days now. So if poor personal finances can affect the security clearance, how's that affect his presidency? Uh, Popog is right. Zodiac, listen, we did like an entire stream about that. It was many hours of screaming at Thomas and he was screaming at me. It was a whole thing. Go back to this past Saturday and it was a thing. Um, I didn't even put most of it up on YouTube because it was a mess. It was highly philosophical in the vein of this question. Yes, um, it does derail us for a week. True statement. That will, and now everybody knows. Yeah. Okay. Underailing. We're underailing right now. We are re-railing. Trump will tell his cultish believers that he is as rich as ever, but he was forced to seek refuge in bankruptcy court by the Marxist, fascist, corrupt, deep state, liberal, radical cabal he blames for his legal woes. Yes. um, Monday, March 12th matters because it's the deadline for Trump to appeal the 83 million for Egan Carroll. So Trump's options: pay Carroll the award, which I believe, knowing the man, isn't going to happen. He's not going to pay that money. Yeah, this is the same argument I made a couple of days ago. To post 83 million in cash with the federal court so he can appeal. I don't think he has that much money. Obtain a bond guaranteeing payment of the award, which assumes that Trump can find a lender foolish enough to extend Trump credit. He won't, or the interest will be so high, or they will have him put his entire universe up as collateral. In which case okay, so those are the ones that I had talked about earlier, which I think is why foreclosure is coming. Do, 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 do. Filing for personal bankruptcy stops the clock on both awards. Interesting. That means he won't need to deposit cash or get bonds to appeal the Carroll and New York State civil fraud awards. The automatic stay on these and other civil proceedings would benefit Trump by getting past what he sees as the finish line, November 5th presidential election. Ooh. So, this is not something I had thought about before. I was unaware of. I don't even trust that the economy exists at all. But if he does this and he does the bankruptcy, that puts him past November 5th. Wow. In the end, bankruptcy filing won't save Trump from paying, according to Professor Gregory G. L. Germain, who teaches bankruptcy law. Blah, blah, blah. The strategy worked for conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. 2 years after his bankruptcy filing, Jones has yet to pay any of the 1.5 billion jury award. Wow. More than 2 years have passed, suggests Trump could have no trouble getting past the election through this delaying tactic. Oh, amazing. I didn't know that was true. He hasn't paid any of it. Good Lord. Okay. Yeah, we know about Jones. He's a cool guy. Okay. Maximum value. All right. So, Trump has managed to trick tens of millions of Americans into believing he is a business genius rather than a wealth-destroying con artist. People who believe he is worth billions will believe him when he says he only filed personal bankruptcy because they made him do it. Yeah, and that's an interesting thing. So that would go, and hopefully, what he wants is to cement his daughter-in-law in charge of the RNC so he can just take all their money and win, and then throw all these cases out and honestly, literally, like pardon himself. I know there are state cases, but he'll just invent something. Uh, Trump has multiple companies, all of them failed in bankruptcy. He's doing that well fast. Yeah, um, it, it could take years. Yeah, you're right. Uh, the stories of delinquent renters who squat and file for bankruptcy, run out the clock, and then leave right before the bankruptcy kicks in. Control Z out to move out of gotten 5 months of free rent. All right, okay. And that sounds like a scam. And Donald Trump is a very big scam artist. Interesting. All right. I think we found his latest and newest scam. Bankruptcy is coming. All right. I had no idea. Because you can unfile bankruptcy. Oh, good. and they'll and his fans will just tell us that this is just makes him smart. That's because he's a good businessman. Well, the six bankruptcies he had in his companies were all obvious because he's a good businessman. Now he's going to do personal because he's a good businessman. Um, okay. It's it's kind of like I don't know. He's a good businessman. When things go wrong, they would have gone wronger if he were a bad businessman. And if things go right, it's because he's a good businessman. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. No, I don't know. Soft reset. Yeah, maybe. Um, Kind of reminds me of that dad joke. Have you guys ever heard that dad joke? Have you ever seen a kangaroo hiding in a tree? It's because they're good at it. Okay, so it seems kind of like that. Like have you ever seen Donald Trump do bad at business? Well, no, because it's never happened. Uh, Interesting. Okay, so let me see. There was one more story I had loaded up and ready to roll. What was it? Oh, okay. So, um, let me start preface this one. Don't pay attention to MSNBC. Let's just listen to what the old Donny Boy has to say here. I've already skipped past the Morning Joe crew, so we'll not look at them. Here's what he has to say.
Why were you against the House, against the Senate border deal, the bipartisan border?
Well, they allow 5,000 people a week. Number one, that, but it also made it much better for the opposing side. I don't know if you've heard this, but I came up with this one: migrant crime. There's violent crime, there's migrant crime. We have a new category of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's going to be worse than any other form of crime.
Okay, so according to this logic, one, he stopped the bipartisan border bill. It's a Republican bill, honestly. Swear to God. It's the new code of crime, right? It's a Republican bill. It really is. It's everything they've ever wanted. But they shot it down because Donald told them to. So it can't be that big of a crisis. How can it be a big crisis how can the border be a crisis, but we can wait until next year? And he said specifically that he didn't do it because it gives Joe Biden points. And you can't let the other team have points. It's not a crisis then, is it, Donnie? It's not a crisis if you can just put it off until next year. How is that a crisis? It's not. Then he talks about how big of a crisis it is. It's going to be worse than regular crime. It's going to be so much worse. We're going to have to give it a new name. He's creating new things to be afraid of. As usual, he is entirely incoherent. It's the worst thing ever. Only I can stop it. No, you can't pass bills to make it better. Like, what are you doing? It's a nightmare. It's a terrible position. It's a nightmare, and it's murdering everybody. And no, you can't pass laws to prevent it. Even if previously I would have agreed with those laws. You can't do it because then you would win, and I can't have you win. It is 100% political. I mean, everything is politics, sure, but he's the most political human being to ever exist. I know that he's not a politician, but he's the most political thing to have ever existed, and it's amazing. I can't imagine a more political creature than Donald Trump, and he's 100% the most political thing ever existed. Biggest game was to tell people they should inject disinfectant. Yes, Simcoe, he's right though. Ever since the Europeans migrated to America, it's been all crimes all day. Yeah, we got to get them Europeans out of America. Migrant crime. If a German hear that, I am quivering. People like him who said things like that were hanged during the Nuremberg trials. Yeah, I would agree. Crimes too. The reckoning. The reckoning. We're gonna have new crimes. We're gonna give them a new designation based on where you were born. Interesting. So, according to his plan, there, migrant crimes. So those people would get worse sentencing based on where they're born. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Um, so they're here. They're getting these terrible, awful, awful sentences because of the place they were born. I, as an American, get less sentencing for the crimes that I commit. Okay, because I was born here. So when I commit crimes, it's not as bad. That makes them a lower class citizen, is what he's describing. Then, very important for the Republicans, Donald Trump can never be convicted of a crime, ever. So that puts him above me too. So he becomes the citizen. I become the second class citizen, and the migrants become third class citizens. This is great. He's building the pyramid. He's building like a pyramid of who is and isn't good, right, and important, and he's building a hierarchy. And I don't like that. That seems slightly authoritarian and a little bit fascist to me. I don't like that idea. I think you pronounced it right the first time. The reconning. Yeah, the reconning. Donald Trump is a con man. So yeah, I did it right. So that is the politics for tonight. I'm going to turn on our Lord and Savior, Lady Canooch. You forgot black people and homosexuals, so migrants are fifth or sixth class citizens. Ah, well, Zoviak, I'm really thinking that like Donald Trump would lump all of those people into one. You would have him at the top of the pyramid. Below him are all his really close by associates and stuff like that. Below that, so they would be second class citizens. He would be God, King, Emperor, top of the pyramid. Then we have your first class citizens after that, which are the people who surround him and kiss his ass and do what he says. Your Stephen Millers, your uh, uh, what's the name of that guy that ran the thing that did Gamergate? I forget his name. Platinum tier legal protection. Yeah. See, now you're thinking. Let's get some platinum tier legal protection. How much have you put into the system? How much money have you put into the system? And if you put more, shouldn't you be exempt from a few crimes? Just saying. Uh, then below the political class that agrees with him is the political class that disagrees with him. So they're third. Then below that is just your normies, your fourth class citizens, your fifth class citizens. I'm thinking that it would be all the homosexuals, all the black people. Then your sixth class citizens would be your transes and your uh, immigrants. Or your illegal immigrants, and your regular immigrants too. Your proper immigrants would be sixth class. So we're talking sixth class. Yeah, I think you got the math there, Zoviak. I'm with you on the math. Yeah, Republicans would be first class citizens. Yeah, well, and then Catholics have something like that. I don't think they have something like that, do they? I don't know enough Catholics. Maybe they built that whole thing up, and I just don't know it. Let's turn Canooch on. Let's go over here. We're going to click this button. There it is. Our Lady Canooch should be here. And so if you'd like, tell us your political hot takes. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us how you're feeling. And the Lady Canooch will read it to me while we play a video game.
Canooch.
Canooch.
We the people means everyone. Never exclude yourself from something granted everyone.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we should not be excluding people. If Donald Trump commits a crime, he should be punished for it. If I commit a crime, I should be under the same laws and I should get the same punishment. I think that's great. An illegal immigrant commits that same crime, they get also the same treatment. Oh, come on, you. All right, let's get this game going. Did Canute stop working? But he doesn't see them as people? Yes, that's true. Donald Trump doesn't see them as people. Justice for all, presidents or normies alike. I agree. Disabled veteran. Thumbs up from me. I'm right there with you. I just wish more Republicans thought that way. Oh, dang. Jeez. Doing bad on the stream tonight. Okay. Let's put the chats up so I can see them. Then we go here and we turn off window capture. We turn on game capture. Then we do Death Must Die. I don't know why Kanuch has stopped speaking. I turned her on. Let me try again. Let me power cycle the Kanuch. And off and then on. Okay. So what do we got? We got not very capitalist of you. I paid more money. You should get treated special. You are right that I'm not being a very good capitalist. That's true. I don't understand illegal refugee. Some wording right there, right-wing politician here often use. It's illegal if you're a refugee who's escaping from a bombed country like Ukraine. Don't register, fill out paperwork needs in advance. Yeah, we have that same issue where the people who coming legally are spending years and thousands of dollars to do so, and the people who are coming illegally are claiming refugee status generally and going through a court of some sort. But the court is underfunded, undermanned, and has very long waits anyway. And once everybody knows the loophole, they use it whether or not it's true. And there's a thing to complain about there. But I hope that Kanuch is here. Testing. Did my headphones just stop working? Yeah, you're right. And by coming here legally, you spent years learning the culture and having respect for our laws. I can accept that. If they jump the border, they can't even read the stop sign and don't even know what they're supposed to do when they get to the store. I can comprehend them being unaware of things like that, but they'll learn it. I don't mind. I think borders, I know it's a very long way off, but I want to entirely borderless society. But that's not a tomorrow thing. No, could have just stopped for everybody. All right. Well, that's bad news. Let's see if we can't get Canooch up and running. Canooch, where are you? Honey, you were here, and then I clicked the buttons, and then she's not here no more. Cap screen. That's there. Sound is working. You can hear me, right? Voice messages, voice on. Let's hit the refresh button. Reloaded successfully. It might be a kick thing since some messages aren't coming through. Oh. Well, it's not happening on the... Well, shoot. I wonder why. Canooch, what have you done to me? She was here. You guys saw her. You heard her. I'm not a crazy person. I haven't pressed any of the buttons. I'm not sure what's happened here. What's happened here? Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. TTS volume issue solved? What are you doing to me? Thing. I'm clicking a button. I'm going to my God. Why are you being crazy tonight? She worked. She worked, and then she just quit on me. Ah. All right. Let's go to Bontrix. That's the program I'm using to get her. And I'm there, and we go to English, and then we go to here, and then we go to Twitch, and we can look at it. And what is this? This wasn't here last time. Good Lord. I think the program has had an update, like literally while I'm using it. Let's go back to Kick, settings, chatbot. No, it's not a chatbot. Yeah, it is. Modules, voice messages set up, and it's on. It's on. And it looks like it's working. And I hit the confirm button. Yeah. I didn't have to change anything. It's right here. And it says that it's on. Did I remember to feed her? Maybe I forgot to feed her, but she was here. Canooch is a Botrix tool. The name of the site is Botrix, and they just connect to your thing and then read the things that you guys type. No. Good Lord. Man. There's no problem. Look at the U.S. and Germany and migration countries, and they everywhere some. The problem is not the migration, it's the integration. If you do not integrate the migrants, you cannot complain about them not being integrated. I agree. As well as give the migrants the right to work for their own money and give them English and cultural classes, and you'll not have any problem in the future. I agree, Zobiak. The melting pot has to get stirred, or else it won't work very well. Come on. Voice messages there, and then we hit the reload button. Okay. Then we're going over here, and we're going to go to there, and we're going to change the platform to dude, these technology, honestly, dude, video works every time. I ain't never had a problem with video. Nobody's ever had a problem with video. I could just throw a camera at a computer and video to chat with you guys, honestly. But audio, nightmare. And I don't understand why. I really don't. Video is so easy to do compared to audio, and it drives me nuts. I'm going to hit the F5 button. I don't think that did anything. So we'll try without Canooch. Maybe she'll just come back. I don't know. Maybe she'll come back. Did I press any buttons over in OBS? I don't think I did. I didn't press anything crazy. I did the same thing I always do. I literally read it out to you as I do it. All right. Well, she probably has to restart my computer again. I don't know if there's some sort of do we lock her indoors at night? Maybe. I think what happens is maybe she gets like too much RAM or something like that. Maybe she like gets too many messages or something like that, and then she gets stuck on one and then can't do anything, and then you get stuck. And the only way to fix it that I've found is to restart my entire computer, which I can't do while live streaming. That doesn't work. So I will try to read your chats while also playing this very difficult game. So, who should we play tonight? I have not done the Barbarian in a while. Let's do Kront the Barbarian. We've got 14 attack every 3 levels. Or is that attack area? That's cool too. 1.2 attack damage for every 1 armor point you have. Your armor doesn't give you any damage reduction. That doesn't sound good. Let's do the Whirlwind one. Then we'll find out what he needs to level up. So Kront here. So what we need is destroy an elite enemy barrier with a single strike. That sounds hard. Defeat the Necromancer. I have never done that with him. And deal a critical of 400 damage. Okay. Alright. We're empty on our stuff, and we're gonna go. I don't need to play with the difficulties at the moment. Here, Kront. Okay, great. Good job, Kront. Stamina. Oh, good. Does that mean I get to sprint all day? No? Disabled version, I'm sure you would come back, but it would be several minutes. And I'd have to start the whole thing again and give it a title. I don't... Let's do 1 or 2 runs, and then we'll call it for the night. Chilling strike, sure. So, what else has been going on? Thomas has been asking me to do like a game stream with him that isn't entirely politics, but I'm busy and I have like, you know, this whole life thing that I have to do. So what we might do is this coming Wednesday, a week from today, we may just have him play Final Fantasy VI while I watch and yell at him and critique him. Chain Lightning, best skill in the game. So we're going to take that. So that might be a thing. And then I'll have to put it on a second YouTube channel because that's how YouTube works. You don't want to over-diversify your main channel, you know? Yeah, I'm playing games right now, but we're also reading chat, talking politics. So if it was just Thomas playing a video game and that's like the main draw, you have to have a different YouTube channel for that. So I may do a different channel just for the posting of the videos. So I may still stream it on the regular YouTube. Not that anybody watches that, because I want to say there's 0 chats in there. Blue or better. Come on. Reroll. Blue or better. There we go. You see? Kill an enemy, there's a chance to spawn a weak experience shard. Nah, let's do sickles. So maybe next Wednesday, a week from today, we skip all the politics, jump right into the video games. So we do see how well that goes if we like doing that. He also wants to play Baldur's Gate with me, so because we'll make completely different choices. I'll make all the right choices. He'll make all the wrong ones. Also, question: could I support you somewhere else too? I see people commenting in the chat. It's obviously not on Twitch. Do you use other stream platforms? Yeah. The other stream is on Kick, but it's basically the same thing, but with slightly different. What's the word? Emotes and stuff like that. I think all of the emotes are pretty much the same. Well, they're slightly different on Kick. Honestly, I would say the YouTube would be the best way to support. Let me type YouTube into the chat. There it is. It's right there. So go to the YouTube link right there in the chat there, and or look up Waldo on YouTube, and then click and become a subscriber on the YouTube. That way you can watch the videos. If you miss a thing, I usually turn most of these into some sort of video, especially if it has a point. If it has a point, I turn it into a YouTube video. What I mean by that is if there's a specific topic or something like that, I'll turn it into like the 2 that I had tonight. I'll start with the Hunter Biden thing, and I'll edit that. I'll take out all the uhs and the ums and like that right there. I'll take out that and turn it into a video, and then hopefully get some views. I think the one I posted this morning did okay. I'm at a whopping 114, I think, subs on YouTube. Whopping 114. I was excited when I got to the triple digits. And yeah, I'm also streaming on YouTube, but it has the worst chat, honestly. It's slower. It's way behind. You should use YouTube chat if you really like commenting on something like 10 seconds after I said it. And if that's your thing, you should use the YouTube chat. But I do it there because it posts the entire thing up in a way that I like. It posts it all there, and you can watch them forever. YouTube will let that stuff stay on there pretty much forever. So you could, if you were a crazy person, go back like a whole year and a half to watch the first couple of streams that Thomas and I did, which were bad. They were much, much worse than they are now. I'm better, surprisingly. I was worse back then, if you can imagine that. I know that's difficult to comprehend, but it is true. We used to review anime. It's true. Sub is done. Thank you, Soviet. I appreciate that. Every little sub counts. You're a big part of this little stream, so I appreciate it. Yeah, we talked about anime and movies sometimes. We haven't talked about movies lately. I go into the batshit comment section. YouTube, yeah, when the short, yeah, sometimes the shorts will get thousands of views, stuff like that, and then the crazies come out and call me names and yell at me. And just make some fun, wacky stuff up. Serendipity, you are luckier, or skeletons. There we go, skeletons. So yeah, that's a thing. Sometimes they subscribe so they can continue to yell at you. Yes, and that's a YouTube thing. YouTube will show you what you hate, whether you like it or not. YouTube will show you what you hate. My favorite anime is how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom, Gate, and Attack on Titan. So I agree with. I've never seen that first one, so I don't know what that one is. Gate I thought was really good because it did a thing that was a reverse of what usually happens in Gate, and Attack on Titan is very good. I'm almost done with it. I still haven't watched that last hour-and-a-half long movie for Attack on Titan. I don't want it to end. But Gate was very good because it did a reversal on me. You know, usually when you watch the anime, the dragons win, and the swords and the boards and everybody brings your magic and stuff like that, and that wipes out the modern army. Not in Gate, no sir. Gate comes out and they see a bunch of dragons and they just start dropping them with Apache attack helicopters, and the mortar shells wreck the entire army of charging horses. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. What? You can't trick anime people like that. What are you doing? Anime dudes love swords and sorcery, and it got its ass handed to it by a mediocre, middle-of-the-road army. Misinfo, kind of, yeah. But it was very good. I enjoyed it. But then it turns into a regular anime after that. Well, not regular, but it was still good. It was good. After that, it became a little bit more of a proper anime. It wasn't doing it. It wasn't mind breaking after that. Blues or better? What are you giving me all these whites for? Blah. Dashes become longer. You gain more dice to alter your god offers. Your attacks hit a wider area. Alright. Slightly wider attacks. Yeah, and then we argued about anime a few times early on in the early days. Mostly it was because he would tell me what's woke, and I would argue with him about what's woke and what's not. And I think we went on for hours about the Game of Thrones, the prequel. What was the prequel called with the blacks and the greens? I forget what it was called. Yeah, Woke in the Media was a good stream, yeah. A normal guy in our world would be beamed into a feudal fantasy world, dragons, so on. Like, Gate gets the crown on one country, sees it take advantage of the medical and political problems, and gets in battle with other kings. Okay. Basically, the best anime of this list. Okay. I'll give it a look. Yeah, but we argued a lot about what's woke and how much he really hated She-Hulk. And I haven't even asked him about the Marvels yet, but he probably really hates that too. Chain Lightning Purple, yes. Notice your center screen doesn't say Waldo, but Andy Novak. Right, because Andy Novak was the last person to subscribe to the channel. That is supposed to be the people who are subbing. Yeah, someday, maybe. I'll have many people watching, and then they will sub, and it will have their name right there, and that will be, I don't know, some incentive to do so, and then we'll get to talk about how cool they are. Actually seen the center thing actually worked. Yeah, pause. It does work. I just don't get any subs. Ravens, here we go. Also, I think I think it got stuck on one person for a little while, and I had to refresh it. Also, I kind of forget that it's there as well, just like you. I forget that it exists, and when I forget that it exists and it gets stuck, it just gets stuck there forever. Yeah, I don't like this barbarian guy. Not that good. Maybe I'm just not getting the right spells. I want to be the person only super chatter ever. Well, I'll have to get to that point first. And yeah, again, it's just not that good. All right, we'll try him one more time, and we'll pick different skills this time. How about that? Does he have? Let's sign of the earthquake. Okay, so we did get an unlock. Let's turn on his earthquake, which enemy barriers are 60% smaller. You deal 100% 20 damage to enemies without barriers. That sounds good. Your Shrek is ripped. I don't. Oh yeah, okay. In the game, I was like, "What? What's my Shrek? Is that you talking cool stuff that I don't get?" Okay. Yeah, and that's just junk. So we're gonna sell it. Get out of here. My Shrek is junk. He can't kill anything. My ogre is not very good. How about that new thing, bruh? Didn't understand barbarian guy. I understood Bavarian guy, and that's basically no German likes Bavarians. That's true. I appreciate you sticking around for the Bavarian stream that I've got going on right now. Is this what Bavarians look like? Are they green? Do they spin? I've never met one.
Let my cold touch.
Okay, good. Blue, right off the bat, chilling strike. But that's what we got last time, too. Alright. Maybe I should stop picking that one. We're going to do... Okay, guys, here's the plan. We're going to do it exactly the same as last time. Exactly. What could possibly go wrong? Looks like Blanca from Street Fighter. Maybe. He just looks like a regular orc to me. Like Grom Hellscream or whatever. With the green skin and the two weapons. Alright, Chains of War. Those are good. I like those. It's just like my regular attack. Only... again. So we're spinning. We're double spinning. And if you're spinning, you're winning. Problem is that Bavarians made all the stereotypes about Germans now, you know, lederhosen, Schnitzel, Cocoa clocks, and half-timbered beer houses and so on. Okay. So the Bavarians are the lederhosen type people of Germany. Okay. Interesting. I'm unaware of your European ideas.
Winter acts on spite, but there might be a flicker of flame behind all this.
Divine Shield is good, but blues are better. Come on. Damn it. Oh. Alright, Ravens. So I think they could do good right off the bat here. The rest of Germany thinks they're more like Austrians than Germans? Oh, okay. Alright. What do we got? Whites again. Come on. Okay, so that alteration gives me a different god. Oh, it swaps the gods. Okay. Ravens can go up a level. Sure. Lifelink. When you dash trains enemy healing if you're below a certain life. That sounds okay. I'd rather be blue, but take what we can get.
Time to paint the battlefield red.
Time to paint the battlefield red. With all these whites. Okay. Reroll, come on. Blue or better. There we go. Chains of War turned from blue to purple. Good night, KBP. Thanks for being here. What was I thinking? Anime, yeah, I haven't talked about anime in a while. The new one that I'm watching, what is it called? It's Rouge? No, Crimson Steel, Crimson Rouge, something like that. It's very much, it's a lot like Blade Runner. It's a lot like Blade Runner. With the replicants and stuff like that, and the fake ones, the fake humans, and they're all slaves, and they don't want to be, and it's very nice. First revision coin of elusiveness. Now I don't need a coin. It's a gray item. Don't need to pick it up. Waste my time. Oh, slime time. Here we go. Slimes. Got my ravens. Can they kill the slimes? Nope. Well, eventually they can. Skeletons, blue skeletons, there we go. I'm doing a little bit better this time. I think it's after slime time that I really start to die on this character. Chains of War, still purple. Come on, man. Give me something better. Gonna alter it. Go. There we go. Chilling Strike, Blight, Path of Frost. Frost. Leave all the frosty on the floor. Slime time is over, still at 100% health, so we're doing good. Time for this guy to die. I know it sounds weird, but I really enjoy being sick. I only work at night, and I'm usually very stressed so I can relax. Now on sick leave for 2 weeks. Oh, okay, that's nice. Well, not nice, but I'm glad you're having a good time. See, now we're talking blue blades. Yeah, the only reason I mean, usually I don't like being sick. You know, it's nice to stay at home, but I'd lose all my energy. I don't want to do anything, and I already pretty low energy to begin with. Spell area, that's good.
I have granted you immense powers in Death's realm itself. Show results.
Show results. Okay. Giving me the same thing again and again. Alright. I have to say that there are no sick days in the employment contract here, so when I'm sick, I'm sick. I still get paid as long as the doctor thinks I have to stay home to do better. Okay. Interesting.
Death is not the...
Ravens or execution, they're all white. Reroll them. Come on. There we go. Necromancy, level 2. Path of Frost, Wintertide, Area 15, spell areas increased. Okay, can make my blades bigger and my chains of war. It's quite a vigorous girdle. I don't think I need that though. Shurikens, blue rather than white. Very nice. Alright. Archers really knocked me for a loop last time. Let's try to get them archers before they get me. Oops. Yeah, that was a bad job. Alright, bad job. Bad job, Waldo. Do better. So many archers.
A world without death.
Look at what that's a legendary one. Enemies that die spread their statuses to enemies that don't have them. Okay. Mayhem, when an enemy dies from curse, gain permanent damage. They don't die from curse that often. Every medical system has its pros and cons. I think yours is okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I have one too, and it's awful. Yeah, the American one is you get whatever you want as long as you got the money for it. Yeah, Wintertide. All right, heart. There we go. Don't like this boss either. But I think I've gotten farther today, or on this run, than I did on the last one. With my orc barbarian here. Blight, okay. Well, I think it's pure capitalistic system. Yeah, the medical insurance is you pay for it, and sometimes they pay you back. Sometimes they don't. Immobilized enemies take more damage, which is nice. Or thaw, you gain attack damage every immobilized enemy. That's pretty nice. So that's a lot of them. All my icy things flowing around. Ugh. Didn't have to take that hit. Could have done a better job. All whites, let's try and reroll. Come on. Blue, better, okay. Heart. Definitely needed that. Alright, we might make it. Let's see, what's this? Ask for help for banishes, 3 rerolls, and 3 alterations. Let's do 3 rerolls. And that way we can reroll the whites. Sounds racist, doesn't it? If it's white, we're going to reroll it to something better. Could be, yeah, it's that's Alex Jones. So, folks, the liberals, they want to re-roll all the whites. Yeah, I'm great replacement therapy. Yeah. I just re-roll them. If your kids come out white, we have to put them back in, re-roll them. Oh, give me the book. I don't know what they do, but they're rare, and you want to get them all, I suppose. Gotta collect them all. Well, this strategy seems to be working. Just run one direction. Let's see. Attack speed for each ruptured enemy. Sure. Maybe I can attack faster. Get that. Thank you.
I see you carry the blessing.
Blight turns from blue to purple, or Chilling Strike goes up. Let's do blue to purple. Heart, there we go. Necromancer. Now, I would love to kill this guy. And he seems to be dying. That's cool. Where'd he go? There he is. Oh! I saw that coming too. He was at half. Damn it. Alright. Well, I think that's it for me tonight. I have... The Lady Canooch has left me, and she's not reading all of your great thoughts, and that makes me sad. I think it's never a good idea to give system critical business in public hands, not because of freedom, but because there might be some rich people who abuse their monopoly. Yeah, for sure. And that's why I would definitely suggest decommodifying medicine within America. That I think is a good idea. But it is an idea for later, because today is done. We are done with today's stream. I appreciate everybody who was here. I'm going to immediately restart my computer so that the Lady Canooch can maybe come back to me. I will go to her. I will try to appease her to get her back in our good graces. But if I fail, and I might, you will find out on Saturday when I stream again on Saturday. Thomas likes to come in for those Saturday streams. He may be here, he may not. I'm not entirely sure. Beg for her forgiveness. True. Nice to have been here today. I appreciate you being here, Zoviac. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the sub on the YouTube channel. If you want to be as cool as Zoviac, you can almost be as cool as him by going to the Discord and telling us what you're thinking. If you want to share stories, if you want to go there and leave links or argue with us in a more permanent setting, almost as cool, but not quite. And if you want to be almost as cool as him, you can become a subscriber on the YouTube page. You can go here and watch the videos. You can get bite-sized pieces of the stream. Everything I put up there is just chopped up bits of the stream that I put on there. And I think this, oh, is there a puppy dog? Come here, puppy dog. Come here, puppy dog. Bubble, come here. Just in time. Whoa, quit biting me. What are you doing to me? There's a wet, stinky dog up here running around, growling at me. God, you smell bad. You gonna growl at me again? Get out of here. Stinky dog, gone. All right. And that was tonight's only Bobo break. He is in a mood tonight. He's running around all muddy. Last minute bork break. That's right. And so, if you want to be as cool as these guys and see more Bobo, become a subscriber, become a follower, click all the YouTube buttons, click all the Twitch buttons, click all the kick buttons, click all the buttons until you are as cool as the people in my stream. And that is it for me tonight. Thank you. Good.